Hey, my name is Josh and welcome to the pilot episode of my vegan cooking show. Today I'm going to cook a simple pasta dish. I'm going to call, this is chicken, right? We're going to start by crushing our cashews. So now that we've finished preparing the garlic and cut into bits so that it can be easily processed, we're going to throw it in with the basil and the crushed cashews. That should resemble that. Now that we've put the basil and the garlic into the container, we're going to juice 1.5 lemons. This is up to user preference. I just prefer a more zingy basil. After that, we're going to put olive oil in and we're going to blitz it. So right now we're going to pour in our crushed cashews along with the juice of 1.5 lemons, and after that we're going to put in quite a large amount of olive oil. Like, this is also user preference. I do tend to put about 100 mils to 150 mils. Okay, so I've got all the ingredients put together in my container and I'm ready to food process. It's best to use one of these handheld food processors. You can use one of the others. Don't have one at the time right now, so we're going to use this for today. Let's begin. So my consistency isn't quite right. So I'm adding more cashews while I go. So I'm flipping stoked about how this turned out. I'm going to put it into a separate container now so that I can begin cooking with the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to start with the jammed tomatoes, and I'm going to saute those with rosemary and thyme along with a bit more garlic, because you can never really have enough garlic. Well, at least that's what I think. Cool. Oops. So that's what your pesto should resemble. Mine's very zesty, which I really like, so I just can't get enough of it. Okay, we're going to start by cutting the garlic and getting that ready. You're going to cut that into small bits, just so you don't chew on a big piece. No one really likes that, unless you do, I suppose. Anyway, I've got my roasted tomatoes in front of me, as you can see, and they are all going to be pan fried lightly in olive oil with rosemary and thyme. Unfortunately, I don't have fresh thyme here, but I'm sure you guys can find some. It's not that hard to find. And if you've got thyme on your hands, use it. So I've crushed my garlic. I use my hand because you can. I prefer crushed garlic. It's got more flavor and just brings more pop to your meal. So I'm going to put about a handful of thyme. So many jokes about that don't need to be said. A bit of rosemary. I like rosemary in my hand. And then oregano, just for that base flavor for your tomatoes. That's a bit of added flavor. A little dash of olive oil. You never know when you need that, especially now that we're pan frying. Oops, I'm okay with that. Okay, let's cook. Alright, so my tomatoes are 100% done. They are sauteed to the max, and I'm going to transfer them now to the granite counter and start preparing my onion, which I'm going to saute now as well. I have now obviously cut my onions. I prefer my onions to be more cut like longitudinal, if that's even a word. you know, I like to have chunks in them, so when they saute they'll minimize and become a lot smaller, but I prefer them like this. So let's put these onto a pan and start preparing the next thing, which is actually the pasta, and that doesn't really need to be prepared. Cool. We don't have a pan. So I put the onions on to saute. I've actually got a lid for them. I just prefer it this way so that they can absorb more moisture and get moist. So yeah, we're going to leave these to saute, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Onions are about halfway done. I want them to get a bit more see-through so they get cooked properly. My preference is to use fries, which is easily available here in South Africa and I think Australia and parts of Northern Europe. I'm not too sure, I'll have to fact check, and you can check that out on my Twitter. This is what I use, and I'm going to start frying it now. Ow! Cool. Let's leave that to fry for a bit. Put the pan on, low heat because I'm going to go put the pan down on the granite counter, and my pasta is going to be thrown onto the boil now. As you can hear in the background, the kettle is boiling. Cool. Alright, so I've added salt to my water. I don't usually use olive oil because I want my basil pesto to stick to the pasta, so there's only salt in the water, and we're going to start boiling the pasta. I don't think I need to go through this with you because it's very easy to boil pasta. Okay, so the pasta's done. I'm going to throw it into the bowl and start adding the basil pesto. So I'm just going to put all of my basil pesto that I've made in. Obviously because I've made for at least 4 to 6 people that will be eating with me tonight. After that I'm going to mix in the basil pesto and all the other ingredients that are now ready. So I'm going to start with just mixing in the basil. Alright, adding the tomatoes. Make sure you get all of that juice as well. Onions. I'll put the chicken strips after I've mixed it all in. You don't actually have to add chicken strips, it's just added protein and other vitamins that are included in your chicken strips, I suppose. The dash, but always comes out way too much. And then yeah, so my dish is pretty much done. I'm just going to add the chicken strips in and mess most of my pasta off the granite top, but you know, these things happen. So there we go. But this is chicken, right? Finished, 100%. So here we have the completed dish with chicken strips and everything mixed in. Hope you guys enjoyed that. You are more than welcome to forward any questions to me on my Twitter handle, which you can find in the information below. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting a link to that as soon as I've got that feed going. And I'll hopefully be doing a weekly episode of some vegan cooking once a week. Yeah, I did say that twice.